everyone. Today we're going to read The Storyteller by Brandon Hobson. This is a scholastic book, um, kind of new, 2023. So we're going to be reading chapter 2. I'm in 6th grade and Moon is in 8th. That doesn't sound like much 2 years apart, but in middle school it's a huge difference. There are some boys in 8th grade who can shave. I've seen guys taller than my dad. There's even one guy who flunked a couple of years and has his driver's license. He pulls into the school parking lot in his low-slung Oldsmobile, windows down and cranking AC/DC. I swear, the guy is like to be 20. He's terrifying. Meanwhile, most of us 6th graders are still trying not to let our voices crack. Moon doesn't acknowledge me much at all. Even though we're close at school, I'm still just a 6th grader. Moon and I have been seeing Kari for a few years. At first we talked to her once a week, but now it's every other week. Kari talks to each of us alone, not together. I like her. Anxiety is a word I learned from her. You don't have to have a huge mental issue to see a therapist. Anyone who is feeling sad or afraid can talk to a therapist. Kari is interested in listening to me, I can tell. She isn't pretending to listen the way a lot of adults do. She actually listens and asks me questions about what I like, how school is going, those sorts of things. One of the first times I talked to her, she told me to visualize my anxiety. Think of it as an animal outside of your body, she said. Look, what do you see? I pictured a coyote because my grandma used to tell me stories about coyotes. Plus, I like coyotes. That coyote is your anxiety, Kari said. Whenever you start feeling worried, picture the coyote and then talk to it. Look at it and let it know you are welcome it. You should know it won't hurt you. Your anxiety is your friend, not something to be afraid of. Do you understand? I nodded. I told her I understood, but I didn't, and I was still hurting. When you have anxiety, every thought can lead to a catastrophe. For example, here are some other thoughts that came from my mind. All the other kids will think I'm dumb. The teachers won't like me. A teacher will call me for an answer I won't know. People will laugh at me. Someone will beat me up or say something to embarrass me in front of everyone else. I might get sick and throw up in the hallway in front of everyone, or on the bus, or in the classroom. I really did throw up in the classroom once, right in the middle of music class. It came out of nowhere. We were all standing and singing and mumbling while old Mrs. Vodka played the piano. Then suddenly I leaned forward and hurled. The class fell silent. Andre Malone, standing next to me, fell back into his chair laughing. Go to the restroom, Mrs. Vodka told me. She was an old woman with blue hair and glasses. I remember her look of horror and disgust. As I hurried out of the room, I heard her telling the class in her gravely voice, It's fine. We all throw up, kids. Even my husband threw up on our wedding night. 50 years ago. Now someone go fetch the janitor. I ran all the way down the hall to the bathroom. There, standing over the sink, all sorts of thoughts raced in my mind. My life is over. Everyone will now know me as the boy who threw up in class. From this day forward, I shall be known as Barf Boy. I'll have to transfer schools or maybe even countries. Maybe I could move to Paris or Spain or Tokyo, Hawaii, anywhere but here. I pictured the headline on the front page of the school newspaper. Ziggy Ikoda vomits in music class. The vomit will haunt him the rest of his life. The good news is that it wasn't nearly as disastrous as I'd expected. In fact, nobody even talked about it as far as I know. Even Andre Malone never brought it up again. But that's what anxiety does to you. Catastrophic thoughts race through my mind, and all I ever want to do is stay in my bedroom. When you start feeling that afraid of everything, it's hard to enjoy anything. Luckily, at home, my anxiety isn't too bad. It also eases up when I'm playing basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. Sometimes Moon and I play basketball in the driveway. I'm not on the team at school because I'm not good enough. The coach lets me be manager, which means I get to assist him with keeping track of statistics and get water and towels for the players. Everyone on the team likes me. I have an OKC Thunder basketball and also posters of Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant in my bedroom. I play basketball on the plastic gold in my room way better than I do in the driveway. But when Muna and I play outside, she helps me a lot. She played until 6th grade, when she became a cheerleader. She's way better than me at a lot of things. I love her a lot. Every now and then, I fart on her, and she wrestles me and pins me down. You're gross, she says. Some nights we lie in the backyard, gaze up at the stars, and wonder where our Ram is. Even after all this time, while I know Moon and her dad have given up on hope, I still bring up the possibility that she's alive. I wonder what Mom's doing right now. She's probably helping someone. I think about that. You think it's possible Mom returned to the past? And if so, why would she return there without us or Dad? You can't go back to the past, Moon says. Nobody can go back and change things. I bet Mom could. Well, if she went to the past, she needed there. Someone needs her help. She wouldn't abandon us. Mom loved helping people. She was in school to be a nurse. If it was possible to go back to the past, she would go back and help sick people. You're saying she'll come back? No, she says. I'm not saying that. I'm saying she liked helping people. I consider this. Whenever I need to think, I have to pace around. So I get up and walk over to the wooden fence in the back of our courtyard, where a long vine of berries twists over the fence and spills into our yard. I take a handful of berries, eat a few, then walk back to Moon and sit back down. Yum, she says, taking a few from my hand. We can eat the poisonous berries all the time without getting sick or dying. We've become sort of oddballs around here, as if we've developed an immunity most people don't have. When we were little, our dad caught Moon eating the berries in our backyard. He ran outside and forced the berries out of her hands and mouth until he and she had red juice smeared all over their hands. But it didn't poison Moon. It didn't even make her sick. Dad rushed her to the emergency room, and it turned out she was fine. He was shocked. Are you sure? Dad said to Dr. Wolf. She ate a bunch of them. Maybe they were a different kind of berry. There are no other berries in this town, Dr. Wolf said. To be safe, he sent Moon's blood tests to Dr. Gray in Ruidoso, who sent them to Dr. Poole in Albuquerque, who sent them to Dr. Spear in Santa Fe, who sent them back to Dr. Wolf in Poisonberry with all their test results. Normal. Okay, so that was part of chapter 2 for the storyteller.